party every day, Monday through Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. We come on here, you guys, and I always tell you to grab a cup of coffee. I'm going to drink my water. And it's not because I don't love coffee. It's because it's just too dehydrating for me. So I use it as a treat, but that's okay. That's okay. You can grab your coffee or your tea. And we're going to talk about insulin resistance. If you have no idea who I am, put a 1 in the comments. I would love to know, it helps me to know who I'm talking to. If you've never seen any of my content at all, it looks like we're kind of wonky over here on TikTok. Just a second. Uno momento, por favor. And my cat is right here. Look at her. She's in my way today. What is going on? Anyway. I was raised by a type 2 insulin dependent dad. And you know what? I was always raised to just think that, type 2 and all the mess that it created in his life, he died at 63, was genetic and there was nothing I could do about it. And so I even had my own epiphany when I was right around 37 years old. This may resonate with somebody. And I said yesterday, I was talking about how I remembered the clothes that I was wearing and where I was standing in my yard. I mean, I'm not even joking. It was a sunny day. I remember it that well. And the thought came to me, what if this is my lot in life? Obesity and type 2. Am I supposed to just embrace the Italian obesity persona? That's how this happens sometimes, right? So I remember that. And then I didn't do anything for about 10 years because, I was never the poster child of discipline or paying attention. But then when I finally did, because my mother wouldn't leave me alone about my sugars, just to let you know, I actually have gone on a journey in my 50s. And so if anybody is looking you're number one, you don't want, I have to decline a phone call. Hold on. I am on my live, but I will call you right back when I get off. Thank you for pausing with me. I have a son. I have three kids. They're adult children. I've been married to my husband for 37 years. It's going to be 38 years on Saturday, 38 years. And so I have 3 adult children, 36, 33, and 30. And so that was my youngest child. And he had a wisdom tooth taken out last week. Poor baby. And so he's doing really well. But anyway, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I told him, because just in case it's super, whatever, he'll know at least that I'm not ignoring him. So when I finally did actually begin to look at my life through the lens of insulin resistance, I have lost 3 sizes in my 50s. I've kept it off. That's actually the story, because you can learn how to fish. I'm the only one in my immediate family that has avoided type 2 diabetes. I'm 60. I'm not on any meds. This is a super passionate conversation for me. Today, I want to speak directly about the kids. I looked up some information from Dr. Mark Hyman, if you know who he is. And so the title of this one today is ultra-processed food causing insulin resistance in our kids, and what parents need to know now. So good information, but yet need to get some work done information. So if you know of anybody, good morning, Patty. If you have a daughter or a daughter-in-law and you need to share this information out to her, listen, I was the mom that served everything white. Everything. Total sugar addict, eating Snickers, snack size, candy bars, and reading the newspaper on Sunday afternoons and eating all the pasta and all the bread. And I did all of it, the sugar cereal for my kids. So there's no shame. There's just now understanding and looking back and going, okay, I could have changed a few things. Okay. So that's all. But if you know of somebody that, maybe she's in her upper 30s, she's in her early 40s, she herself is about to hit menopause. And she needs to have information about insulin resistance, but then she also has children. And so maybe there needs to be a shift that takes place. I want to talk to you guys about that today. So here we go. FYI, the next challenge in the group, Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women, will not be until the 3rd week of August. And I know that's unusual, but It is so because I am out of town. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up because I know many of you do challenge after challenge, month after month, so that you guys can be losing all the weight and the sizes and the inches that you guys have been losing. So I just want you to know it's coming. It's coming. We've done 26 of them now. So we're going to do a 27th. I promise. So are why our kids or grandkids are addicted to ultra processed foods and how we can finally turn it around. You guys, if we don't go back to the root of where everything is starting, it's hard to move forward, right? So this is Dr. Mark Hyman. Is it Hyman or Harmon? Hold on. I want to see if I've got his name on here. I know it all the time up until just right this minute. Hyman, Dr. Mark Hyman. Did you hear that for the first time in U.S. history, the FDA, the USDA, and the HHS, Health and Human Services, are calling out ultra-processed food as a major public health issue? Did you guys hear this? It's a major public health threat. This changes everything, you guys, and especially for our kids. And I think that a lot of us, we're going to go on with our life and never have known the good changes that were made. I think that we will go on with life. We will not pay attention to the fact that somebody took a dye that they knew was causing mood issues, that they knew was causing sadness maybe in our children. I want to be careful with my words. We won't even know that they took out that food dye or that they changed ingredients or that they did something. But I want you guys to be aware of it because this is literally for the physical and mental health of our kids. Okay? If you've ever looked in your pantry and you have felt overwhelmed by how much is packaged, if your teen is tired all the time, and this could be your grand teen or your own teen, moody, craving sugar nonstop, if your kids are eating cereal and granola bars and frozen meals and you're doing your best, but something still feels off, this is exactly how we can make a few changes. And it doesn't have to be overwhelming. They've just made it hard. Now, I do like what Dr. Ben Bickman says. He always says, no bags, no boxes, no barcodes. And sometimes that can make us feel overwhelmed, but I want you to know it's actually probably easier than you think. It is a little bit of a mindset shift. It's probably hardest right here. That's always usually the answer as to why it's a little harder up in our brains. But for the first time ever, these three federal agencies, FDA, USDA, HHS, that they are teaming up to define and address the health risks of ultra-processed food. There's currently no government definition. Can you imagine? There's no definition, which allows food companies to label junk as natural or healthy. Got it? So stop listening to the packaging. Stop it. So the result is that 70% of packaged food is ultra processed. So when you're looking at all that processed food, row after row after row after row in Walmart or Target or your local grocery store, 7 out of every 10 products is ultra processed. It's really, 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 really bad. Kids now get 60% of their calories from these fake foods. 60%. This is directly linked to skyrocketing rates of obesity, diabetes, and mental health issues. So this is why this is really, 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 really important, okay? Because we're just trying to survive. And so we grab things because we're running, whatever. Cheryl, you made it. I'm so glad. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tapping on my screen. I so appreciate you. You have and a heart. Thank you, Cheryl. You're amazing. I appreciate you. TikTok. Telling ya. So this is so important because you guys, whatever we're doing with our children or our teenagers, this is what's showing up in our life. And nobody is a better example of that than myself. When I was pregnant with my first baby, I'm going to sneeze. Hold on. Okay, I'm good. Pregnant with my first baby, I was gestational diabetic. I didn't just wake up and was insulin resistant at 22. No. I was just ahead of my time. I was ahead of my time. That's what was going on. So skyrocketing rates of obesity, diabetes, and even mental health issues in our children. It's time. It's just time. It's time for us as Nonas and Mimis and Gigi's and grandmas and all of those things. And it's also time for our daughters and our daughter-in-laws to just shift a few things, not to be overwhelmed by everything. You don't have to change your whole identity, but you can make some really good shifts. So according to the CDC, this one says 1 in 5 teens is now pre-diabetic. I've heard it as low as 1 or as high as 1 in 3 are pre-diabetic, and most don't even know it. It is silent, but the signs are there: belly fat, fatigue, sugar crashes, mood swings. Like, do we need to make this harder on their hormones? Do we really? I don't think we do. So how we fix this for our kids, we make it practical. We make it empowering so that we can, by feeling like we're taking back our life, taking back our health, taking back our families, like for real, right? So number 1, read labels with new eyes. Don't just glance at a label anymore. Read it with new eyes. If it has more than 5 ingredients or you can't pronounce half of them, don't bring it home. No bags, no boxes, no barcodes. Okay? Ditch the front of the box. The ingredients list is the real story. Stop paying attention to marketing. It is like they're using human psychology to get you to buy. Understand you're being duped. You've been duped for a long, long time, decades and decades. That's why we're fat. It's why we're obese. It's why we're sick. It's why we're medicated. It's why our kids are compromised. Number 2, easy breakfast swaps. Instead of cereal, think like scrambled eggs, turkey, bacon, berries. I mean, you kind of all know that, but I want to make it even a little step easier for you. So if your kids are like used to eating, cereal or whatever, because it's fast and they can do it on their own. I like the idea of having a pan of like an egg bake in the refrigerator because it can last all week long. And you can make an egg bake and you can put whatever in it that you want to, right? So you can do it as simply as you can use equal amounts of cream cheese per eggs. So 8 ounces of cream cheese, 8 eggs, and then go from there. You can make it more, bigger, 12, 12. Whip it up in your blender, like just whip the, like whatever out of it. Like just whip it really, really good. Put in your pan, whatever you want. You've got browned up turkey sausage or sausage links that you've cut up, or, you like onions, mushrooms, green peppers, whatever it is that you like, or that your kids like, cheese, whatever. And then you literally pour it over, stick it in the oven and bake it. And you have an egg bake that can be in your refrigerator, and you just take out a square and move along. Okay. It's just super easy. I want you to understand this is not hard. This really is not. But instead of, Pop-Tarts, you can use almond flour muffins, made with monk fruit or stevia. Like Maria Emmerich has a cookbook called Sugar-Free Kids. I think every adult would like that cookbook. I have it behind me. Can I see it? It's up there somewhere. It's up behind me somewhere. Sugar-Free Kids. And I'm just telling you, like, because we all want to eat like a kid. We all want to know, how do you make a pastry alternative? How do you fill in the blank? Like, we want that, right? I know we do, but then we can do it for our grandkids. We can do it and involve them, or, your daughter, your daughter-in-law, or you, if you have little kids or teenagers or whatever. Allow them the opportunity to learn how to make those recipes instead of what they've been making, right? Ditch the drinks is number 3. This is so huge, you guys. I feel like this has single-handedly taken down our society. All of the coffee shops and everything. And it's not because people are drinking coffee. I wish it was only people drinking coffee, but it's because they just created this Orange Julius jumbo sugar diabetes drinks. And then that became the culture. That became like the smart thing to do. The cultural, the social aspect of it. We're all going to go to Starbucks up here in Minnesota. It's Caribou. We have a Caribou. And we just go and we grab all of our sugar drinks and we sit around and we laugh and have fun. And now we've made this emotional connection of fun with our sugar drinks. I'm just telling you, it's nothing different than the Dairy Queen and how we used to go and get the Mr. Misties or the Dilly bars or the Buster bars or the hot fudge parfaits. but we were having fun sitting outside laughing and you making a connection, right? So trade soda and sports drinks, you're like, come on, you guys, electrolytes are not don't do the Gatorade. Come on, it's filled with dye. Like it's trash. Just because somebody has good marketing and they pour a Gatorade bucket over every single coach at the end of a win doesn't mean it's a smart product. It doesn't mean that at all. So just ditch that. There are way, way better ways to do. You can even do homemade electrolytes: water, sea salt, lemon, stevia. You can do your own electrolytes. Okay. Number 4, sweet tooth solutions. This is the one that I did the most for myself because I knew that that was my thing. Like if I'm going to eat anything, I want the 7-layer bar. I want all of the candy at Christmas time. I love Easter candy. It's my favorite holiday for candy, Cadbury mini eggs. Like I knew that for me, I had to find those trade outs. Okay. So you can do the same thing. You can swap out candy bars for keto friendly treats. And some of them are actually sold in mainstream stores. You can find some pretty decent trade outs that still have some convenience, and maybe they're not perfect, but they are better. They are better. And you can slowly begin to transition that. You can use protein smoothies. I mean, this is a big one, right? But instead of buying all the maybe bulk kind of icky stuff, like from some of the marts or some of the wholesale places, get something that's decent that will actually fuel them. Like the grass-fed protein that I have, it has 5 ingredients only in it, and one of them is sweetened with stevia. Grass-fed whey protein powder. That's what I've been using for myself. Chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. Like who doesn't want a treat? Who doesn't want a snack? I grab it. I especially travel with it. And I take my shaker bottle with me into the hotel, because when I have a shaker bottle and I can take, like, if I'm leaving and I'm going to go to, let's say I'm at a conference and I know I'm going to be in a session for a while, I'm just going to grab that, drink it down, get 30 grams of protein right into my tummy and move on. And I don't have to worry about thinking about food and being super hungry, whatever. Or if I'm going to somebody's house, I do this a lot actually. If I'm going to go to somebody's house for like a social event and I have no idea what's being served, like I'm clueless, and I'm never ever going to care if they pay attention to what my needs are. Like, so not my MO. It's not your job to make sure I'm taken care of ever. I'll take a protein shake on my way out the door and just drink it, knowing that it's not going to completely ruin my appetite if I get there and it's amazing, but it's also not going to, it's going to keep me satiated should I get there and everything offered, literally everything, is pasta, bread, pasta salad. You get the picture, and there's no alternatives. Then I'm good to go. I can just pick around stuff and I'm good. Anyway, just a little welcome to my brain. Welcome to my brain. And then the last one is to retrain your brain. Funny. So ultra processed foods literally hijacks your dopamine system. So this is why it's so hard to shift sometimes. This is why it's hard for your kids to shift, or, because they are getting dopamine hits. Just like on social media, we have these dopamine centers, and everybody who markets, whether it is, for social media and it's swiping, it's all dopamine hits. Ultra processed food and you're eating it, it's all dopamine hits, right? So that's why we're battling. It's kind of a little bit of an uphill battle a little bit, right? But when we feed the gut, we reduce those constant cravings. So you know how I talk about, like, the total body reset or the reset stack, either one. When I talk about that, one of them is the gut primer and a probiotic. And it's because if you change the way your gut is functioning, you actually go to the root cause of something and you deal with those cravings so that you can actually think straight enough to make different decisions. Like, it's super, super important. So those 5 were: read labels with new eyes, easy breakfast swaps, ditch the drinks, sweet tooth solutions, and retrain the brain. Those were the 5 that we just went over. And hold on, as I wrap up here, I'm going to make sure I'm good on my time and everything. So you know what? Sometimes these are actually easier than we think they are. My daughter, she's raising my grandbabies. And so they're like 4, 2, and 1 or something like that. Almost 4, 3. And what she has done is she has incorporated as much as she can, right? So because you can have you ever heard of like a fathead dough? Has anybody heard of fathead dough? Fathead dough is made out of almond flour, cream cheese, mozzarella cheese, and an egg. And you press it out just like you would a regular dough. It's not going to be stretchy and elasticy like a gluten flour wheat based because it's not gluten. But you can literally use that kind of a dough, and you can just Google that fathead dough, and you can press it out and you can make your own toaster pastries. You can make your own fill in the blank, like pizza crust. You can make your own. There are so many ways that you can get around not having to purchase bags, boxes, and barcodes and having this frustration with your kids. The alarming stat is that 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 teenagers are pre-diabetic. And I feel like sometimes as a mother or a grandmother, we might feel really overwhelmed and not know how to help anymore. And so I've just decided that as a nonna, when they come to my house, they don't even need to know or care that I've traded something out. I'm just going to show them something cool that Nona makes. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to harp on them. I'm not going to tell them to put that down and that's not good for you. And they don't know. They only know what other people are feeding them, right? But I'm just going to make sure that I'm providing a different universe than what I was provided for as a child, because it can feel very, frustrating. But if you are the one that is trying to get off of ultra processed foods, I am going to tell you that your number one move against that tide that you might feel like you're in, that river, is to really work on your liver and your gut. And again, yesterday I was talking about how I have a friend who I was having this conversation with last weekend. And that reality for her, that it's all been about her liver this whole time. You think that it's all willpower when it's actually changing your gut function, your liver function, so that your cravings can come down, so that your appetite can, think about it. If you have leaky gut, insulin resistance creates leaky gut, and it's happening in our children too. Okay. If you're leaching out all of your nutrients all the time, why do you think you're hungry? There's a part of that I'm watching with my older cat. Like, I have a very elderly cat, and she's just hungry all the time. And it's just because she's not absorbing anymore. And so she's very elderly though. But the same thing can happen to us at a much younger age now. So if you want to change your foods and you want to have an idea of how to focus on protein, go grab the free protein blueprint. It's on my website. It's my firstlastname.com, and it's free. But there are 2 pieces of the puzzle that I teach. I teach both the targeted supplementation and the food ingredient tradeouts. And it's because it's where I started. It's how I've lost my 3 sizes, how I've kept it off, how I've avoided type 2. I mean, it is my story. And now you guys are just duplicating my story. And that is my pleasure. I feel like I work at Chick-fil-A. My pleasure. It is so my pleasure. But if you go to my site, which is my first last name, KirstenLiebelt.com, you'll see my face looks like this. Patty. You'll see my face, and then right here is the protein blueprint. But don't miss this one right here, the very first tan button. That's the reset stack. That's just the beginning of dealing with your liver and gut. It's just the beginning. But when you are insulin resistant, let me tell you, the 2 things that are blocking fat loss off of your body are your insulin being high and your liver being tired and toxic. Those are the 2 reasons why you can't burn fat. Do other things play a part? Well, of course, like you have to stem the tide of eating all the trash. You can't, that's why the protein blueprint. So I want you to have both. I want you to have the protein formula, and then I want you to have the inside engine fix. Okay. And then for people who, there's a lot of stuff that you can look at on here, but this one right here, these are my before and afters, by the way, that's up on TikTok. Right here is the total body reset. And yesterday we talked about Terry, and she did the total body reset. And the reason why we talked about her is because she said she got on the scale last week, and it's the lowest she has weighed in 30 years. And she's 62 years old. And it was 49 pounds now she's down in a year. So I just want you to know, you can have a different thought process, and we don't have to be overwhelmed by everything. But that information about what's happening with our kids, it is going to benefit us too. If the government is finally going to pay attention to ultra processed foods and making sure that that's not a part of our puzzle, then that's going to benefit us as well. And we may never know that. We may never realize that Doritos changed an ingredient. We may never think about the fact that somebody took a dye out of something. They should have never had it there to begin with. They took it out of the European formulas, but they didn't take it out of ours. And so I just want you to have encouragement that things are going in a better direction. Anna, what do you want me to repeat? I will repeat that for you. You tell me what to repeat. We're going in a better direction. I mean, it's the tip of the iceberg, but at least somebody's having a conversation. Don't we sometimes feel like we're just not heard? Here we are maybe having our own mental health issues, or we see children dealing with mental health issues, and we don't know how to stop what we feel like is this gaping hole. And what if it's diet and gut and liver? If they are pre-diabetic, they have liver and gut issues too. So everything that I recommend for you can be recommended for them, 12 and older. I'm just telling you, you have to think that way. Because had somebody intervened with me eating all the Crisco that I was eating and all the all the food that I was eating, I don't know, maybe I wouldn't have been gestational diabetic at 22, hypoglycemic with my second baby. Maybe I wouldn't have gone on this journey. I don't know. Doesn't matter. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying, if we have an opportunity now to switch things, doesn't that feel good? Doesn't that feel good? All right. So I am going to quickly repeat then my site, and then we'll jump off, and then I'll see you tomorrow at 11. KirstenLiebelt.com. If you have questions, you can pop them in. I will. Dawn, thank you for the follow. I so appreciate you. Thank you for the liking my live, Cheryl. You're amazing. Kirsten Liebelt, Kirsten, just like the American Girl doll. Liebelt, Lie. Looks like lie down, put a belt around your belly. Liebelt.com. That's my site. And then you'll see my picture. You'll see my picture. Okay. Right at the very top, there's a free blueprint. Okay. Now that is going to teach you the protein formula, why you should choose these types of proteins, how they're not going to spike your sugars, which call on insulin. And then this is how you're going to be able to stabilize your blood sugar, your cravings. You'll feel satiated. Like Terry said, she's never felt better. She's never felt better. She's 62. So just understand there's two pieces to my conversation with you. So like Terry, she did it all. She did it both. Okay. So there's that. And then if you want to just dip your toe in the water, yesterday I said it was like coloring your roots. I may or may not know about that. Just saying. Coloring your roots, there's a reset stack right there. It's under this in the spotlight. And those are 3 products. If you want to do what Terry did to lose her 49 pounds last year, it's the total body reset all the way down here. And I even gave you a little bit of a video. So if you're a video watcher, you can watch that. Frankie, thank you so much for liking the live. I so appreciate you. Right there, you can look at the whole total body reset. So instead of 3 products like the reset stack, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm just giving you some options so that you can think about it. I really do want you to, I was having a conversation with my daughter this morning just about forward thinking in general. And if you will take a half a minute today for yourself and ask yourself where you want to be. It's at the end of October. Halloween is on the horizon and Thanksgiving is right around the corner. And you have that feeling inside of you. This is me. So I'm just telling you me of we're just entering candy season. We're just entering food season. And you know in your heart that it doesn't end until Easter. Because it goes from Thanksgiving to Christmas, all the parties in between. Then it goes to Valentine's Day. Sometimes in Minnesota, we might feel like we have to eat our way through January. You might not be from Minnesota. And then you go right into Easter, and literally it kind of takes you on the river because you feel like there's no hope. You have a moment of hope in January for about 2 seconds. And it's a frustrating feeling. And I remember when I realized that I was intentional about my first Christmas season and changing things out. And I didn't do it perfectly, and I was kind of hard on myself. But then the second Christmas that came around, because it took me about 3 to 4 years to completely change out my foods, that was just me. My second Christmas season that I went into, I realized at the end of it, I did better than the first one. And it kind of dawned on me as I was doing this, by about the third or the fourth Christmas season, I kind of had it nailed. I knew how to navigate the social situations. I knew what kind of recipes I wanted to have on hand in my own refrigerator so that I could snack on something and not worry about what was being served at the party or at the corporate dinner or whatever it was. And then I also knew what things I wanted to bring to a social event. So that's maybe, like you're thinking, oh my gosh, we're only at the end of July, but the back to school stuff is out. And September 1st, they'll have Christmas in the stores. They're not stupid because we're paying attention to the front of the box. And the front of the box is what you're being marketed to. So you can make a decision now and do August, September, October completely differently. And that doesn't mean that then you have to be poised and positioned to have an exceptionally perfect, otherwise beat yourself up Christmas season. But it does mean you can be positioned differently. And so there are 2 things that will really help you with that. Number 1 is I do have the group Ditch Insulin Resistance for Women. Make sure you fill out the form, keep spots out. Get into that group because we do a challenge every month, and I will help you think about a recipe that you could be making and bringing with you at Christmas time. I'll help you with this mindset. But then number 2, just know that as you are making that choice to invest in your wellness right now, like whether or not it's the reset stack, the total body reset or whatever, there is something to help you with that process. I understand I'm not for everybody, and neither is what I'm talking about or what I've done. So some of you choose to duplicate and then you crush my results, and that's amazing, right? But we already know that our sick care system does not reward those who take care of themselves. It has absolutely no reward in there for you because that would not serve their purpose of selling you scripts. However, so therefore your HSA can't help you by supplementation. Your insurance will never cover it. That's not how this goes, right? And if it does, and it's a script that's being written out for you by a doctor, it's being made by the pharma company and you're picking up the script. Anyway, I digress. However, when it comes to what I am talking to you about, not only is there a connection with me because I'm a person connection, I want to be your person so that you can ask me questions and I can walk journey with you, but you can also do the customer campaign where when you invest 150, 150, 150, 3 months in a row, when you purchase 150, 150, 150, on that third month, you get $75 off. So what that looks like for somebody right now, it's the 29th of July. We have 2 days left in the month. You can do July, August, and September, and you're cashing in already in September. $75 right off. And it's all calculated for you. 150 or more. That you're free shipping, you're getting your $75 off. It feels good to be rewarded for making good decisions. So I just want you to know that that's out there. Patty says Christmas is already out. Are you serious, Patty? Oh, I haven't been to the store, have I? But that's really funny because tomorrow night I'm doing our local team. We're putting together a presentation for Christmas in July. It's like 40 minutes. If anybody wants to get on that Zoom, you can reach out to me and let me know because we are going to talk. It's a product showcase presentation, but it's in the theme of Christmas in July. And it is talking about a lot of the products that you probably already use or you've heard me talk about. But then a few other things that I do like for the health of my whole universe. So you'll hear about many things in 40 minutes or less, and it will just be festive and fun. So I will give people that link if you want to reach out to me. But anyway, have the best day ever on the face of the planet. It's Tuesday. And I'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And if you need anything in the meantime, I will be in my DMs chatting with you. I know I'm behind. I'm working on it. I just feel like every single person deserves an opportunity to be heard and an opportunity to chat for a half a minute. Okay. Like sometimes we need a little customization, and that's okay. And I'm here for it, but that does get me behind sometimes. So sorry. But if you have ever reached out to me and I didn't respond, please just reach out again. And I promise I will get to it. I promise. All right. Have the best day ever. See you tomorrow, you guys. Love you so much.